Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jeff.
Thank you all for being here. You guys, why don't we go ahead and settle in for some meditation? But before we do, I'd like to encourage you to consider, to the extent you're not already doing it, adopting what's considered to be kind of a traditional meditation hand position or mudra. I'm going to stand up so you can see it. So your left hand is with your palm facing upwards, and then your right hand on top of your left with your palm facing upwards, and then allow your thumbs to touch softly at the level of your navel. In meditation circles, the left hand is said to symbolize wisdom. The right hand is said to symbolize compassion. And then by folding your hands together and touching your thumbs at the level of your navel, you bring together a union of compassion and wisdom, which is said to be absolutely essential for insights and progress on our path. We can have wisdom, but without compassion, our practice won't go anywhere, and vice versa. We can have compassion but not wisdom, and we'll be limited in progress that we can make. So this mudra, just by adopting it, just by putting your hands together in that position, even if you don't do anything else, even if you don't meditate, it's planting a seed. It's planting a karmic seed for you to actualize the union of wisdom and compassion. So wanted to offer that that possibility, that potential for your meditation practice. Let's go ahead and settle in using whichever method you find most effective. Please allow both your physical body and your mind to start to settle and rest, to become quiet and still. And when you're ready, please simply bring your awareness to the sensation of air moving across the tips of your nostrils as you inhale and exhale. You might observe cooler air entering your nostrils as you inhale, and slightly warmer, more moist air leaving as you exhale. There is a subtle part of your inner body that is called the central channel. Your central channel originates at a point in between your eyebrows, ascends to the crown of your head, and then descends in a straight line down through the center of your body, terminating at a point in between your sit bones. Your central channel is straight, like the trunk of a plantain tree, it's said. It's about the width of a drinking straw, and the walls of the central channel are soft and supple, like the petals of a lotus flower. Internal energy winds, sometimes called prana, sometimes called chi, flow through your central channel. And by allowing your winds to move throughout the length of your central channel, you can facilitate emotional and physical healing and maintain good health. So on your next inhalation, I'd like you to please observe the sensation of air moving across the tips of your nostrils. And further observe prana moving up to the crown of your head and then down to the point in between your sit bones, fluidly and instantaneously. And on your subsequent exhalation, observe those winds moving up to the crown of your head and then back down to the point in between your eyebrows. Subsequent inhalation back up to the crown and then down to the lower tip. Just repeat this sequence for a couple of moments. On your next inhalation, please allow your winds to travel down to the level of your navel, to your navel chakra. On the exhalation, up to the throat, to your throat, to your throat chakra. Subsequent inhalation back down to the navel chakra. And repeat this pattern for a moment or two. very gently, very, very gently, mounted upon your breath. Allow your winds and your awareness to start to move gently in toward the center of your chest, along the central channel, in toward the center of your chest, in toward the center of your heart chakra. Please do this very gently, very easily. And then finally, allow your winds and your awareness to settle at the center of your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is the seat of your capacity, your natural, innate capacity for loving kindness and compassion. In order to deepen your experience of unconditional loving kindness and compassion, no doing is necessary. Nothing needs to be added. All you need to do is just rest your awareness at the center of your heart chakra, the seat of your loving kindness and compassion, which is the true essence of who you are. All that's asked of you is to rest and allow. Just rest, allow, and become familiar with your true home. perhaps refamiliarize yourself with your true home. Please resume your practice of central channel yoga, allowing your winds to move between the level of your navel and the level of your throat chakra, mounted upon the breath. Allow your winds to move along the entire length of your central channel, mounted upon the breath, thus allowing your consciousness to become less absorbed. Please become aware again of this entity that we have collectively decided to label physical body. Allow your breathing to become less shallow. Become aware again of the garments of clothing resting on the surface of your body, the surroundings inside the room that you're occupying, the world that exists outside of the room that you're occupying, and so forth. We dedicate all of the merit from this morning's meditation to world peace. May all beings without exception be completely and permanently free from all forms of emotional and physical suffering. May all beings without exception be happy, peaceful, fearless, contented, and free. Completely fill up your belly and lungs with air, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your meditation to an end. Welcome back, friends. So, congratulations. We have gone through the first 5 of the 6 perfections. That's such a meaningful accomplishment. And to learn the 6 perfections, the 6 practices of the Bodhisattva, I mean, to my way of thinking, there's sort of nothing more meaningful that we could do. We haven't done what I would necessarily call a deep dive into these six perfections, the 5 of the 6 that we've covered so far. That it hasn't been a shallow dive either. So I would invite you to give yourself permission to feel good about you're applying yourself to coming to learn, understand, and hopefully experience these special, precious trainings. The sixth perfection, which we have yet to go through, at least in this this string of classes, is the perfection of wisdom, wisdom realizing emptiness in particular. And a lot of you, maybe most of you, have had received teachings on emptiness. Most of you probably through classes that I have been fortunate enough to lead. Before we go into the perfection of wisdom, I'd like to spend some time, a few classes actually, talking about loving kindness. As you know, the power behind your spiritual practice, what gives actions of body, speech, and mind associated with your spiritual practice, whatever gives those actions meaning for you is a function of your intention for engaging in those actions of body, speech, and mind. I mean, the tried and true example is gift giving. I can give Diana a gift, and from my side, the meaning behind that giving of a gift is my intention behind doing so. I could be giving a gift from a place of selflessness, of loving kindness, could be coming from a place where I want Diana to do me a favor, maybe to start the process. I'm hoping Diana will give me a gift in exchange as a result of me giving her a gift. All of our actions, the meaning of all of our actions pivot on our intention behind engaging in those actions. And none more so than learning about wisdom realizing emptiness. There are other places that we can go to learn about emptiness. There absolutely is. There's this phenomenon called, or this field of study, I guess I should call it, called quantum physics. And part of that, as I understand, are unified field theory. This all relates to emptiness. What makes the difference between an academic study of a topic of ultimate truth and spiritual, and it being a spiritual undertaking, is our intention. If we want to amass knowledge, for the sake of amassing knowledge, sure, go. Lots of people can teach you about unified field theory and quantum physics. If our intention is to become better people for the sake of those who share our world with us, then Dharma teachings on wisdom are an appropriate fit for us. So it's with that in mind that I would like to share with you a book that some of you may be familiar with. I have been aware of Sharon Salzberg for years, and have never really kind of had the occasion to sit down and read some of her writings. Sharon Salzberg, a practicing Buddhist, and I'm going to read from her book, the first chapter of her book, and just understand that Sharon regards herself as being a Buddhist. So a lot of the context in which she offers some of these ideas is from that of a Buddhist perspective. Maybe that's a pleasing thing to you, to extent that it's creates some resistance within you. Just remember the underlying principle: Buddhists don't claim to have a monopoly on loving kindness and compassion. So this book that she wrote is called Loving Kindness, The Revolutionary Art of Happiness. So kind of just read a little bit from this. I'm reading through it for the first time myself, and I'm enjoying it tremendously. The first chapter is called The Revolutionary Art of Happiness. Sharon Salzberg writes, "We can travel a long way and do many different things, But our deepest happiness is not born from accumulating new experiences. It is born from letting go of what is unnecessary and knowing ourselves to always be home. True happiness may not be at all far away, but it requires a radical change of view as to where to find it. A meditator at one of our first retreats found this out in a very pointed way. Before we established the center of the Insight Meditation Society, we had to rent sites for long meditation retreats. For our first one, we rented a monastery with a beautiful chapel. In order to turn the chapel into a meditation hall where we could sit on the floor, we had to remove all the pews and store them in a large back room. Owing to a shortage of sleeping accommodations, one of the meditators slept in a corner of that back room for the duration of the retreat. During the course of the retreat, this meditator began to experience a lot of aches and pains. Feeling quite annoyed and disturbed by them, he spent a long time searching the monastery for the perfect chair, one that would allow him to sit without pain. Unable to find it, he decided that his only recourse was to sneak into the monastery workshop at night to build himself a perfect chair. So he was like moonlighting, building a chair to make himself comfortable for the meditation retreat. He meticulously planned how he would do this without being discovered. Then, confident that he would soon have the solution to his problems, he went to the workshop to look over the tools and materials available. Back in the room where he was staying, he sat down on one of the pews stored there and set about designing the absolutely perfect meditation chair, guaranteed to end suffering. As he was sitting there working, that is, sitting there working on one of the pews, he realized that he was feeling happier and happier. At first, he thought the happiness came because he was creating the unheralded, revolutionary, perfect design. Then suddenly he realized that, in fact, he was so happy because he was remarkably comfortable sitting on one of the pews while he built the perfect meditation chair. He looked around and saw that there were about 300 of those pews right in his own room. What he was looking for had been right in front of him all along. Instead of taking that torturous mental journey, he could have just sat down. Sometimes we take quite a journey, physically or mentally or emotionally, when the very love and happiness we want so much can be found by just sitting down. We spend our lives searching for something we think we don't have, something that will make us happy. But the key to our deepest happiness lies in changing our own vision of where to seek it. As the great Japanese poet and Zen master Hakuin said, "Not knowing how near the truth is, people seek it far away." What a pity. They are like one who, in the midst of water, cries out in thirst so imploringly. So beautiful for us to remember that the thing that we all seek, whether we're conscious of it or not, that we know it, we forget, and then from time to time we're reminded of it, is that our purpose in this life is to love more deeply, more unconditionally, more universally. Yeah. And the opportunity for that is right here, right now. The amazing thing about deepening our loving kindness, love being a wish for another to be free from suffering, is it doesn't take anything. It doesn't take a status. It doesn't take money or any other form of material resources. It doesn't take an exotic destination. We have everything that we need right here, right now, in order to move toward fulfilling our deepest wish, even though we forget what that deepest wish is sometimes. Even we may think, well, you know, what would help is if my partner, my husband or my wife, my domestic partner, you know, weren't mad at me for something that I did, or showed more affection toward me, or wasn't so grumpy, or whatever deficiencies we might perceive in our significant other. That too can give us a basis for love. What better opportunity for us to practice unconditional loving kindness? My partner is upset with me for some reason. I'm going to love him anyways. I'm going to love her anyways, because I'm committed to deepening my experience and my opportunity to give unconditional loving kindness. We have it all right here. What a blessing and what a gift. Okay, you guys, more Sharon Salzberg on Friday. Thank you for being here. Have a great week.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank
Bye,
you, Jeff.
everybody.
I'm going to order her book. It sounds really good.
It's beautiful, a beautiful
Yeah.
book. Yeah. Thanks,
Thank
you
you.
guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.